everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thank you so much for joining me on this Flosstube Friday for Flosstube number 33. And I don't have a ton to talk about today. I didn't have a lot of stitching time because of work stuff. But I do have some things to show, and so it may be a short one, but it will be short but mighty. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me on my artistic and crafty adventures, and welcome back to everyone who has been hanging out with me for however long you've been hanging out with me. It has been great to get to know you here in the comments on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you are not following me on Instagram and would like to see what I'm up to during the week, you can find me at Dr._Christy. I'll put that right here. And I know that I kind of say this every week and it's sort of like a spiel, right? Like it's a thing that I just say, but it's very true. And I hope that you enjoy interacting with me in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And I don't know, I'm just really loving the community that we're building, or not that we're building, because it was already there. The community that I'm a part of, and that you all accepted me into that community. So I appreciate that very much. It has helped me tremendously during the COVID times. But regardless, this is a channel about embroidery and cross-stitch, other textile crafts, and baking and the history of all those things. So if any of that is interesting to you and you are not subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. So like I said, I don't have a ton to talk about, and full disclosure, one of the reasons I don't have a ton to talk about is because it's actually Thursday for me. So you are going to watch this on Flosstube Friday because I'm going to delay it. But I'm recording this on Thursday because I got my second COVID shot this morning, and I'm not sure how I'll react to it. I've heard some kind of horror stories that people have been having really terrible reactions to it, and I got it at about 10 o'clock this morning, and it's almost 7:30 now, so I'm kind of in the window where I may start feeling not great. So I wanted to get this recorded and sort of edited and uploaded, and then just kind of let it go so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. At the moment, I'm feeling okay. I'm a little low energy and I'm feeling a little bit queasy, but other than that, pretty good. But like I said, I do have some things to talk about, even though it's been a shortened week. I had 2 days, I think, with no stitching at all, maybe 1 day with no stitching at all. I still haven't had a day off, but I did finish all my midterm grading, so that is good. So hopefully I can take Saturday off and get some stitching and sewing in and stuff like that. But I do have a finished object. I have a finished for now object. I have a new start. I've worked on some things that you've seen before. So let's get into it. My fully finished object, actually, it's a fully finished object, is my books, my stack of books. It is finished in the hoop, and I may put a backing on it, but I may not. We'll see how I feel. So I'm going to consider this fully finished. And I did post a video on Tuesday about how I gold leafed this. Well, not quite how I gold leafed it, but basically I brought you along with my gold leafing. And I'll put a link to that up here so you can check that out if you would like to. That was on my Tuesday video. But this is done, my friends, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So it'll go in a box. As my other ones do, until I decide what to do with them. They may go up for sale at some point if anybody wants them. I also finally wet felted my deer. This is my Scandinavian deer needle felting that I got from Woolery.com. I'll put a link to it down below. It was really fun to do, actually, and I'm going to make it into a pillow. So I decided to wet felt it, and what that does is basically makes it more durable. And I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to, like I said, I'm gonna make this into a pillow. I think I said that. And so I've been trying to figure out what fabric to use for this. And I think I'm gonna go with this natural linen cotton blend yardage that I got from Fat Quarter Shop a while ago. It's something, I think this is the wide, so I won't actually be using very much of it, but this is something that I got just to stitch on because it's a nice kind of natural linen for embroidery, linen cotton for embroidery. But I think it'll make, this is very awkward, I'm sorry, I think it matches really well, and it's not white, so it will have a good, it like won't show dirt as much as a white would do, because my dog, it'll be where my dog lays often. So that's the plan for this, and I'm really, really excited that this is now finished and has been wet felted. And when I have a moment, I can make it into a pillow. I have all the stuffing and it'll be nice to actually like use the stuff that I have. I do have a new start that I will show you the stitching and I will show you the sketch, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm making it into. So this is not just going to be a normal hoop that gets like hooped and framed. It's actually going to be an object. So this is my start, and it's a very small start, but it's a start nonetheless. And it is a honeycomb. And it looks like I missed one, so I'll need to add that in there. And this was stitched in DeVere Yarns cane silk. And then it's going to be accented into that my mom sent me, canary and carrot. And these are them. And they're showing up way not the right color. So that's what they look like. And this is the other one. So they're all going to go together on this teal fabric. And the reason I picked those colors is because it's going to be backed with this fabric. And so they all go together. And this is going to go with that. And I think it'll look really nice. So that's my plan for that. The sketches include at some point a bee. But I can sketch the bee, but I don't know if I can stitch the bee. So that will be my next challenge, is to make this bee into fabric or into embroidery. Will I do it? I don't know. You know, but if I don't try, I'll never know. I think I can do it. I didn't realize I could draw a bee that well, you know, so it is what it is. So that is that project, and it is bee themed. There you go, bee themed. I did work on my Harpy and Dragon. When I've been grading until 10:30 at night, and I want to put stitches into something, but I don't really want to think about it. And this is really nice because I've already thought about it. So this is what it's going to look like. And here's where I am. And I think it looks great. I worked on the dragon and I put all those kind of light blue stitches into that wing and then a little bit into the tail. And I think I finished the head. I'll try and find a picture of last time I showed it to you, and I will put it up right here so you can see the difference. But I'm really pleased with this. And this is stitched on a 14 count natural Aida that I got from Michael's in a tube, or maybe Joann's in a tube, but it's just sort of the basic Aida, and it's 14 count. And this is a design that I did that is based on a lace pattern from 1596 that is housed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And if you're interested in stitching this, you can find it on my Etsy shop, which is linked down below. But I'm really pleased that I am stitching it in the called for colors, and there are mistakes, and I'm not worrying about it because I really love how it turned out, and I'm looking forward to, I'm actually going to put it on my wall when it's done. So I'm excited. My Harpy and Dragon. And my Harpy and Dragon lives in my Cork bag. I love this bag. It's a Cork bag, and the inside is like a crane fabric, but I love this Cork bag. And I bought more Cork fabric to make bags because I just think that I just feel like they're classy. Like, I think that they're just classy bags. So I may make some more Cork bags when I have a moment. Probably at the end of this semester. I probably won't have a moment to make bags anytime soon. But that is my Harpy and Dragon 1596. And then the last thing I worked on, see, not so much here, is my temperature pattern, my temperature bookcase. And I stitch this with my mom every Sunday. And as you can see, I've gotten through to this stack of books over here, and I eventually have to do my little knick-knack there. But this is being stitched on a bleached linen yardage from fabricsstore.com. And I really love fabricsstore.com. I'm a little bit obsessed with their doggy bags. They sell these doggy bags. They're called doggy bags on their website, and they're basically like pre-cut fabric. And if you get cuts that are less than a yard, they are like tremendously discounted. And I'll talk about that in a minute because I did just get a little package of them. And I'm doing this in the called for colors, and I'm doing it in a satin stitch. If you want to stitch this, it's also available on my Etsy shop. And I have the embroidery version like this, and I also have a cross stitch version, and I'll put that link down below as well. Oh, and here's a picture of the cross stitch version if you're interested in that. Now, some people saw that I was stitching from the top down on this stack of books and were like, oh, I did it wrong. It doesn't matter, right? It's whatever works for you. And in my mind, things just read top down, but like my mom is doing it bottom up because the bottom book is stacked first. So you can stitch them however you would like. If you're stitching your stacks of books from the bottom up, that's great. Basically just be consistent so you remember what you did. But I do from the top down because that's kind of how my brain works, right? Like the January is at the top, and so I'm working my way down for that, and so I'm working my way down for my book stacks as well, but it doesn't matter. So that is housed in my book bag that I love, and it has a little unicorn. I don't know if you can see. If you can see my unicorns. Yeah, you can see my unicorns. They're light, but they're good. This lives in my book bag. And that's all I've been working on, my friends. I did not touch Hildegard this week, I don't think. I don't remember touching Hildegard this week. But if I did, I mean, it wasn't all that much, and I will show it to you next week, I am sure. So you will not miss out on Hildegard. I did post a picture of her on Instagram, so you can check her out there. And I guess that leads me to haul, which is not a ton. Well, actually, it actually is quite a lot, but it's all kind of the same thing. So Penguin and Fish was having a warehouse sale last week. And basically she was selling like seconds, slightly misprinted things, slightly wonky hoops. And so I bought a ton, here you can see, a ton of 8-inch hoops. I got like 25 8-inch hoops for like $45, which is a really good deal. And they're slightly wonky, so they're not good for stitching, but they're fine for framing, because when you're framing, you're tightening around the inner hoop, and so it doesn't have to like fit really well. The other thing I got was 2.5 pounds of fabric scraps for 20 bucks. And so I got a whole bunch of fabric scraps. So I got, these are kind of long strips, and then maybe these are the long strips. Yeah. These are the long strips, so long, thin strips. And then those other ones were like short, fatter strips. And then I got over here a couple of, oh, you can't see. I'll turn you over here so you can see my fabric stash here. I got some squares, some cut squares that are probably about 9 inches, which will be great for what I use them for. And then a little kind of probably a yard of muslin. So these are all muslin fabric. Some of it's bleached, some of it's unbleached, but it'll be great for things like dyeing, for experiments, for all sorts of things. So I'm pretty scrappy things. I'm pretty excited, and we'll see where that leads me. But I got those things from Penguin and Fish, and then I ordered some of the doggy bags. I ordered a doggy bag from fabricstore.com of all different kinds of things. So let me go over here and get that. So I posted this on Instagram, but essentially I got a pile of small pieces of fabric. I got some bleached, and this is a heavy sort of canvasy bleached fabric. And I will actually show you the numbers, so if you're interested. This is DB4C22, which is a heavier fabric, and this is not softened, so it's very, very stiff. I got the DB4C22 Lagoon. I got the same in Insignia Blue, which is coming up much more royal blue on camera. There we go. That's better. It's more of like a navy, a light navy. I got DB IC64 bleached, and this was 1 yard. And this is an even weave. It's a 49 count even weave. But it's very, very smooth. I got 2 4C22 olives. I got a 4C22 rim, which is like a grayish. 4C22 Moonflower. I'm realizing that the DB just means doggy bag, so I've stopped saying that. I got 4C22 Sand, which is showing up more yellow. Oh no, there we go. That's what it looks like. And I say that because I also got 2 cuts of IL020 Autumn Gold, which is golder than the sand. And this is a thinner cut. This is a thinner weight of linen and is basically like handkerchief linen. So this is like a very fine linen. And it's so soft. It's so nice. This will be a dream to stitch on. I'm really excited. And then I just got a 4C22 black. Yeah, and then I got 2 4C22 blacks. So those are my fabrics that I got. And I think that basically I'm trying to rebuild this stash over here because the stash has gotten very natural and not a lot of color, but I really enjoy stitching on color and I'm running out. And I bought, you know, I used to get a lot of the remnants from Joann's and Hobby Lobby, but I don't shop at Hobby Lobby anymore because I don't like their policies on all sorts of different things. And I haven't been to a Joann's because my closest Joann's is an hour away and COVID. So now that I am vaccinated, I may be able to go, I may feel more comfortable going to stores like that just for fun and getting more remnants and stuff like that. But for now, I figured these were a really good price. Just to give you an idea of the discount on the really, really small pieces. These are all less than a half yard. And cuts that are less than a half yard are discounted by 50 to 70%. So all this fabric cost me less than $5. This is 100% pure linen, less than $5. Probably more like $3.50 for all this linen. One thing to keep in mind though is that the shipping is actually fairly expensive. The shipping is about $10. But the doggy bags are so cheap that it's still cheaper. So I got all this fabric, and this is, you know, I didn't add up how much fabric this is, but this is a lot of fabric that I spent about $45 on, including shipping. And one of them was a full yard. So for me, it's worth it because it's really good quality. It will last a long time. It's fun. I enjoy stitching on linen, and it just makes sense for me to get these. So I'm going to keep an eye out for more like reds and pinks when there's kind of a big restocking and there are lots of reds and pinks and maybe other colors. I may pick them up as well. That's all I have for my haul. I just got fabrics to stitch on because I was kind of running low, and I'm trying to stock up for the summer, which is coming, I will have time to start new things and explore and experiment. And speaking of experiments, that will take me to plans. So I plan on hopefully this vaccine won't knock me out, and I will have Saturday and will feel good enough to get some stuff done. And I think I want to get some sewing done because I want to make that pillow, that Scandinavian deer pillow. I want to sew my seam down my scarf because I cut the scarf. I cut the archers off of my Bayou Tapestry linen scarf. And so I want to sew that so then I can fray it. Yeah, and I think that's all the sewing I want to do at this moment. I want to work on my normal pieces. So I want to work on my Dragon and Harpy. I want to work on my bookshelf with my mom on Sunday. I want to work on Hildegard. I want to work on my new start and get those bees going. And I have an experiment. And if you notice, I have these beautiful tulips behind me here that I liberated from campus. Don't tell anyone. I only took a couple from all different parts of campus, so I didn't like make it look like you can't tell. It all still looks beautiful, but I'm using them for a dyeing experiment, and I will film it and I'll post it not this coming week, but the week after. So that'll be really fun, I think. I'm excited about this experiment. It was inspired by someone on Instagram, Miriam Textiles. I'll put her Instagram right here. She's amazing, and she does amazing eco dyeing, and she has an Etsy shop that has like tutorials, like brochure tutorials on how to do different kinds of eco printing and natural dyeing, and it's amazing. So I'll put a link to her Etsy down below, and then I'll put her Instagram here. And so I'm gonna try it out. It involves a hammer. I'm excited. But I think that is it for me. I don't have anything else going on. And hopefully my life will get back to normal now that those midterms are graded and I will have time to do crafting again. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in seeing the stuff that I post and you're not subscribed, please do so. You know, do all the things. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.